The Valley Railroad's 3025 is a 282 Mikado type steam locomotive with a fascinating history. While it proudly carries the number 3025 and New Haven lettering, it was built in 1989 in China by the Tangshan Locomotive and Rolling Stock Works for the Knox and Kane Railroad in Pennsylvania. After a devastating fire damaged the locomotive and forced the Knox and Kane to cease operations, the Valley Railroad acquired it at auction. Valley Railroad crews undertook a painstaking restoration, transforming the Chinese SY class locomotive to cosmetically resemble a New Haven J1 class Mikado, a type that once ran on these very tracks. This included fabricating a New Haven style cab and incorporating authentic New Haven components like the bell, whistle, and headlight. Since its return to service in 2011, the now renumbered 3025 has been a beloved part of the Valley Railroad's fleet, hauling passenger trains and excursions, including the popular North Pole Express. Sadly, it'll go down for its 1472-day inspection in December of 2025. It should be back in service by November of 2026. Valley Railroad number 40 is a 282 Mikado type built in August of 1920 by the American Locomotive Company. It was initially intended for the Portland, Astoria, and Pacific Railroad, though this order was canceled. The locomotive, initially numbered 101, was then acquired by the Minarets and Western Railway, primarily for hauling logging trains. Following a period of varied ownerships and its retirement in 1950, it was renumbered as 40. In 1977, the Valley Railroad in Essex, Connecticut acquired the locomotive. Though the locomotive was operational when it arrived, it received a full restoration from the shop in Essex. Currently, Valley Railroad number 40 is operational and provides excursion train service between Essex and Chester. Valley Railroad number 97 is a 280 consolidation type steam locomotive built in November of 1923 by the American Locomotive Company's Cook Works. Originally intended for export to Cuba, the order was canceled, and it was later sold to the Birmingham and Southeastern Railroad in 1926. It operated on the B&SE until its retirement in 1958. In 1963, it was acquired for tourist service, renumbered to 97, and eventually found its way to Essex, Connecticut in 1970. Since 1973, it has been a prominent locomotive at the Essex Steam Train and Riverboat, hauling passenger trains along the Connecticut River Valley. After undergoing a lengthy inspection and overhaul starting in 2010, the locomotive returned to service on October 26, 2018. And continues to be a highlight for train enthusiasts and visitors. The Simon Wrecking Company number 2 is an 060T steam locomotive built by Porter in 1941. It was acquired by F. Nelson Blount in Steamtown, USA. It was moved to a scrapyard in Newbury, Massachusetts. It was then moved to the town of Peabody, but they failed to restore it. Residents called the Friends of the Valley Railroad, who bought the engine and transported it to Essex. After being acquired by the Friends of the Valley Railroad, it underwent a cosmetic restoration. It is now displayed at the entrance to Essex Station. SY 1647M, originally built in China, became known as Valley Railroad 1647 during its time with the Connecticut Valley Railroad. This 282 Mikado-type steam locomotive arrived in Essex, Connecticut in early 1990 and quickly became a part of the Valley Railroad's operations, even participating in a 45-mile excursion on the Providence and Worcester Railroad. However, in late 1991, 1647 was sold to the New York, Susquehanna, and Western Railway and renumbered to 142. It continued its excursion career in New Jersey and New York and is now owned by the NYSNW Technical and Historical Society and operated by the Belvedere and Delaware River Railway. The Valley Railroad 0900 is an 80-ton switcher diesel locomotive built by GE Transportation in 1947. This locomotive originally served at a General Electric plant in Schenectady, New York. It came to the Valley Railroad in 1991. Currently, the 0900 is on display and not in active use. The 0901 is also an 80-tonner, believed to be the oldest operating diesel-electric locomotive in the United States. It was built in July of 1940 by General Electric as U.S. Navy 65-00430 and worked in San Diego, California. In the 1960s, it was sold to Pfizer and renumbered 2, assigned to their Groton, Connecticut facility. Pfizer donated it to Kentucky's Fredonia Valley Railroad, which then sold it to the Valley Railroad in 1992. The Valley Railroad and the Friends of the Valley Railroad collaborated to restore it to operation, with the railroad's shop crew handling the mechanical work and the Friends completing the cosmetic work. Today, the 0901 is part of the Valley Railroad's operational motive power fleet and is sometimes used to pull the Essex Clipper dinner train. The 0902 is another 80-tonner, built in 1953. It previously served with the U.S. Air Force and was numbered 1606 before being acquired by the Valley Railroad in 2014. Today, the 0902 is operational and can be seen pulling the Essex Clipper dinner trains as well as special experiences on the Valley Railroad. Not much is known about the 0903, but it was an ex-U.S. Navy and is on display in the Essex Yard. Plans are in place to restore it to operation this year. U.S. Navy 65-00359 and 65-00618 were acquired in March of 2023 after being stored since 2008 at Naval Weapons Station Seal Beach in California. One notable aspect of these recent acquisitions is that they were rebuilt in the late 1980s by Chrome Crankshaft and feature Caterpillar engines, along with new generators, air compressors, AAR control stands, and number 26 air brakes. With the rebuilt parts, these locomotives have proven very reliable at the Valley. The 65-00359 was renumbered 0904 and was returned to operation in May of 2023 and received New Haven green on the cab only. It has been pulling trains since and has been used a lot for maintenance of way trains. It is currently out of service as its engines are being rebuilt by Caterpillar. The 65-00618 was renumbered 0905 and was returned to operation in May of 2025. It was repainted in a beautiful New Haven 44-tonner inspired scheme and has been pulling trains since. That will be it for this first video. Part 2 should be out by September. It will focus on the Valley's other locomotives, like 0800, 103, and the M55. Stay tuned, and thanks for watching.